back to the potty. We're hitting here with episode 3, which now I'm finding my groove. I'm feeling a bit more confident. I'm excited to have you for the next few minutes and be in your ears and in your space. Thank you for tuning in and listening. This episode, we're diving straight into the drive home. Let this land for you however it needs to. The drive home for me was the ending of my family, what I thought was going to be my forever family. It was the drive from Meanjin, Brisbane back to Gimoy, Cairns with a 1-year-old boy in the car and as many toys as I could fit of his, as well as a few things of mine, and hours of crying and realizing that the family I thought I was creating wasn't going to happen. And if I was honest with myself, and I can say this now, I definitely wasn't ready to admit it then, was never meant to be. And that's hard to say because I love my son and he was always meant to be gifted to me. Always. I truly believe that. But there were clear signs that wasn't the family and I wasn't listening. I was hell-bent on the feminine energy that women can create love even when there is none, and we can create incredible laughter and a home even when the signs are so clear that it is not meant to be. And for me, I had a little boy in the mix and I had to really face reality that I had taken these steps to creating a family and it wasn't what it was going to be. And so that drive home for me was like therapy. A lot of Carole King and singing out my lungs and reliving my childhood of driving with my mum in the car, realizing that the one thing I wanted more than anything was a family. And here I was going on a journey of becoming a single mother. Layer that with the fact that I am a First Nations woman who has grown up in regional remote far north Queensland, and the idea of success was to move south. Like you were always told as a young child to the opportunities in the environments of thriving and high performance, you know, whether it's in sport or at boarding school, it's always in the city, right? Metropolitan spaces. So in my mind, the stories I was telling myself as I was driving was that I'd failed. I hadn't just failed my relationship and my football career. I'd now failed everything because success was in the city. And I laugh at myself now, and I can say it with love now, how ridiculous that sounds, because there are so many successful, amazing people that live in the north. And I have founded companies purely on that thought that we can create industry and success and visibility and brands and opportunity in the north. And that was a really big part of realizing how deficit mindset I had, like the deficit mindset I had that living in the north was a failure. But I really had to undo that. And I went on this really big journey on that drive home of undoing a lot of things that I had told myself that I had allowed the world to believe because I was Black, because I was a girl, because I'd come from a regional remote community. It was the start of undoing the narratives that never belonged to me. So that long drive home was long and sad and scary, but it was the start of decision making that I would change the way I thought about myself. I would change the way I saw my circumstance. Yes, I was a single mother, a strong, powerful Black single mother, not a broken home. Yes, I was moving back north and I was bringing a wealth of experience. I was bringing a green and gold jersey, an experience of playing high performing levels of sport back home with me. I was bringing almost a university degree. If I could just get that one subject done, I could bring an undergrad home. I was bringing home a lot of things. Yes, I was moving home well before I thought I was ready, but for whatever reason, it was what it was meant to be. And I had to find the opportunity. I could not go home and sit in my sad sack and tell myself, oh, me, the world is against me. Actually, I have a home to go home to. Might have been my childhood home, might have been not where I wanted to live, might have been having to juggle co-parenting with my mother. But ultimately, how blessed that I had a mother to go home to, a roof over my head. So I had to consciously make the decision to shift the way I was seeing myself and the world and the opportunities in front of me. And I did, not all at once. And it's been a practice that I've had to continue practicing. And I've slipped back because we're human and we fall back into our old habits of, you know, telling ourselves and believing the anxiety and the fears that we have in our mind. But it's the practice of looking for the solution that's really gotten me through the ending of the family I thought I had. Now looking back as a woman who has another child and a family that didn't look like the one I'd imagined for myself as a little girl, but I have the incredible black love that I always dreamed of. With an incredible man, we have another daughter and we have a son who gets to be loved by 2 dads. There's always another story that we can be rewriting for ourselves. But we have to be courageous enough to move away from the stories that we believed for so long, often gifted to us as children, often gifted thinking it is going to help you stay safe in the world. But as you realize as an adult, probably just limiting beliefs. But you have to be courageous enough to write a new story. And so if this has resonated with you and you've reflected on anything I have shared today, you don't rebuild your life in one moment. Know that wholeheartedly. One moment does not define you. It also does not happen in one moment. The rebuild happens when you take choices. And often that starts with the stories that you're telling yourself. So if you can find some space today, write down one thought that no longer serves you and ask yourself, how can we rewrite that story together?